Right then guys, welcome back to the channel, hopefully you're all doing well. We're carrying on from where we left off. I don't know if it would have been the last video, but basically on this job, where we've got all the soils and that ran in. I'm going to bring completely new hot and colds in throughout the building. The heating's going to be a little bit different because we're going to have to pick some of it up. But before it was all tank fed hot and colds, it was only 15mm cold up here. Obviously that's not going to be adequate to feed what we need to feed. So I'll quickly go and show you downstairs. Obviously we're feeding bath showers, basins and toilets, and there's just a shower next door just through there. But I'll show you what we've got. I say that was the old airing cupboard, but obviously all that's done away with, that's being boarded up, and then the bath's going tight against there. But all will become clear as we sort of go along. Keeps your feet going up and down these stairs. So what we got? Don't even know. That was the old kitchen. All this is done away with. This is why I want to completely repipe it all to do away with all the dead legs. So obviously we've got hot and cold under the floor. We don't really know where they run. We've got what we got. We've got a toilet and basin in here we need to pick back up. So whether we do that through back to back, I'll show you anyway. There is some random pipes in there. It's a bit dark to see, but we're getting there. But most of our work is going to be in here. So at the minute, for some reason, I don't know why we've got no water. I've run a temporary feed across to that, but we've got, unless they've got the water off in the area. It was working earlier and it's not working now, so I don't know. Nobody's played with that stop tap because I've been here on my own, so I've no idea. I don't know. I've just turned it off because it wasn't working. That's a problem for another bit. What we've got going along here, we've got that boiler's a new boiler. I say that boiler's moving. I mean a new boiler's going in. It's going this way. Big unvented cylinder. Obviously 22 cold. I know we'll have to change them stop taps anyway. Yeah, I think where this is directly below where we just were. That bathroom in that corner, I think. I've not had a proper look. So idea is run a new 22 hot and cold up. There's no secondary going in here just because they don't want it. It's not on the drawing, it's not on spec. Obviously, repipe these, do away with all the hot and colds that are under the floor. So we'll have basin, toilet, pick up that basin and toilet on the other side, and then the shower. I think they're going to want a hot and cold to this. I don't know if they want electric or hot and cold. We'll have to have a look at the spec. But this shower tray's got to go on the floor, so obviously we've got to dig all this up anyway, sort all this out. But again, that'll be a job for another day. So yeah, first job is really to have a look where them hot and colds are going to go. Oh, the other thing, I don't even know where we are. We've got to pick up hot and colds to a kitchen, which is going across here. This is going to be the furthest one. The kitchen sink's going underneath where that old window was, so they've bricked that up on the outside. Obviously that rad will have to go off. We've got quite a bit to alter on the heating, to be honest with you. But I'm just going to look at the hot and cold today really. So yeah, we'll have a look upstairs, see, get a couple of boards up, work out where we're going, and then yeah, should be alright. We're doing, hopefully, I'm going to try and do everything in copper soldered, because it does look, it's a better job in my opinion. Even if it costs a little bit more, it's just pride in the work. I know I could lash some speed fit in to pick them all up, but copper's proper. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'll lash out a bit of speed fitting. That was just a temporary feed to the toilet. But yeah, all this, basically all that will be done away with, and we should be good to crack on. So the water's actually coming up in that corner. So we're actually going to be in the corner of that bedroom. That's that bathroom over there. So the edge of the bathroom for you there. So what we need to do is get a board up in that far corner bedroom, and then we're going to have to run our hot and colds along under the floor, and then across into there. And then obviously get along the floor, probably upstairs, and drop in this corner for the kitchen. It's sometimes easier to see on the outside exactly where you're going. So yeah, water comes up tight there. Obviously this oil line's rubbish. Look at the foot, there's all solder joints at the other end. You shouldn't have plastic like that. All solder joints on this. It's going to need a new oil line, in my opinion. But that's another job for another day. So yeah, we'll get a board up there and have a look exactly what is going on. Right, so water comes in tight in that corner downstairs. The fuse board's actually down there, so I don't want to be lifting that board because that's just going to be full of cables. It's going to be a rat's nest down there. We want to keep it out of the way of the electrician. What I'm thinking, because the unvented cylinder's going in this corner, I'll probably lift this board up here. There are some pipes they're already marked on the floor faintly. They're probably rad pipes. I don't like the way they've done any of them, but I don't know if that one's moving or staying. I'll have to have a look at the drawing. And I imagine these along here are the primaries. Primaries from the boiler and flow and return probably. You can just see it marked on the floor. So what I'm thinking is lift this board or this board and we'll run a new feeds directly across, which will feed into these then, and then we'll be coming somewhere here so we can literally pick the basin up, pick the bath up, the shower will come off. Everything needs to be blended as well, I should have said that. Pick the toilet up, and everything's sort of a straight run through then, and literally the shower's on the other side of that. We've also got a basin there back to back with the other one. So that's probably what we're going to take this board here or this one here. Try and keep the notches, you know, in the zone if we can. It's always a little bit tricky when you sort of retrofitting. But if you use that one, it gives us a nice straight run all the way through. And then that kitchen is going to be, obviously it only have to be 15 mil. That kitchen is directly below here. So literally we can either do a drop in that corner, or we'll figure that bit out anyway. That'll have to be dropped and boxed in. But is what it is what it is. We'll get these boards up, get our runs worked out, and then we can get some copper fired in. Trying to get this chipboard up without damaging it can be tricky sometimes. The reason I've cut it there is because that was where the end of the board was anyway. So we'll just have to plant a piece of timber. You can see all them cables heading back towards the fuse board, so masses of them. And the sparky will probably want to be down that one anyway. So we're going to keep all our pipes out of the way. Just makes it easy for everyone. I'm not sure what they are. They're probably, as I've already said, radiator pipes. Possibly. One of them could be the cold main. I'm not too worried about that anyway, because we're going to replace most of it. The other thing that's slightly concerning me, obviously making this into, I think they're splitting this in half. Obviously that staircase is gone. Obviously they'll have to re-nog it all out. There's only one rad in here, so we'll have to split this up. But if it is only 15 mil, we might have to look at getting some 22s across here. But again, another day. Boiler's only down there anyway, so we could even run that up separately. We'll have a look anyway. Continue to get the rest of this chipboard up without breaking it, so it's all got to go back down. And yeah, crack on. And we're actually going for the record of the world's shortest multi-tool blade. I've had that one months. Just keep sharpening it back up. Put a few more teeth on with the angle grinder and it'll be good to go again. No point in wasting money. Then blades are like a £5 each, so yeah. Honestly, that'll cut as well as a new blade. Well, we've got that board up, a little bit broke off. Sometimes you can't help it always with chipboards, it's just a nightmare. Luckily it's not glued as well, because then it really is a nightmare. I think what they are is flow and return and primaries going to the old cylinder cupboard. What we've got to be a little bit careful is when we cut, obviously the cylinder's going downstairs, so in theory the primaries can be done away with. We just have to make sure that the tower rails didn't come off the hot water circuit, because sometimes they used to do that. I don't think this one will be, but we can either blow down the pipe, or if we get a few more boards, we might be able to trace it back, because obviously they'll just be completely cut out and done away with. So next one up is this one here, and then that one, and then just work all the way along, get all the boards up that we need to get up, that one, and then drop in. That'll be the last one then, because it'll be dropping for the kitchen sink. So yeah, get everything up we need to get up, because then we can just literally notch all the joists. I haven't actually got any hair felt lagging on me, which is a bit annoying, because I like to wrap around the joist, but we can lift the pipes back up anyway. I don't know if I'll get that far anyway today, but yeah, I like to get everything prepped, literally everything notched out, because then you're not swapping between your tools there, and you can get everything sort of laid in then. Obviously it won't be too bad going that way across, you imagine the bath on the other side, because literally you can feed across, and yeah, should be fine. Right then, I've got all my boards up where I need to go. What I've done is just set the laser up so I'll get a nice straight line across. What I'll do is do one notch here for my cold and one notch here for my hot, so they're nice and separated. And what I normally like to do is just do the notch. Technically we can notch 1/8 of this joist across that span. Obviously we've got a 22 mil pipe, and what I like to do is get some hair felt around the bottom to stop it creaking. It's actually more important on heating, but it is important on hot pipe work as well, so I generally do it on all of them. I haven't actually got any hair felt with me, but what I can still do is layer all the pipes in awkward, not really awkward. I've just got to get through the wall as well. But what I'll do is do all the prep work, get all my notches done with my circular saw, and then it's literally just a case of laying the pipes. This is just a straight run in this room, dropping down in that corner or in that area there, and then next door is where all the work is, where we've got tees for the basin, tees for the bath, stuff like that. But we'll get this bit in first. I've just been down and notched all there. I'm using the plumber's multi-tool to just we'll leave that one, but it's got a knot in it. Try not to hit your hand. Plumber's multi-tool. It's good. See if it can do the knotty one. Probably not. Let's get in there. What I'll do is just clean them out a little bit better, and then the pipes will literally just lay in there, and they should be absolutely fine. Within regs, I don't know what I'm going to do with that end. I think 2 of them pipes are dead anyway, and I think I'll just clear them anyway. I'll have to lag them and whatnot, but keep the hot away from the cold just for Legionella. We don't want the hot picking up cold, or sorry, the cold picking up the hot. Yeah, we'll get that bit in. We've done loads now. Look, we just laid 2 bits of pipe in. No, seriously, it does look like you've done a lot when you just get 2 straight lengths in. I don't know if anybody else feels that. It's all the preparation work that takes the time. Managed to get through there. I didn't actually put any physical sleeve in through that wall. It's thermalite, but what I've done is just managed to tape the pipe, because I didn't want to take too much out of the joist to get like a 28mm bit in, so I've literally just taped it up through the wall. I think it would be absolutely perfect. So what we've got there is hot and cold. Obviously, basin there, they'll just come straight up. I'm going to leave them spaced fairly well apart inside the unit, because I've got to put a blender in, and the blenders normally take up about 150mm. Obviously, I'll come into the unit, 2 service valves, and then into the blender and up into the mixer tap. So they'll come along, cross, pick this bath up again. We'll put a blender under the bath. The shower will be thermostatic, so it'll literally come across, blender, before the blender, up into the wall, across, bar mixer shower, thermostatic. And then into the tap. I'm actually going to drop somewhere over here. Obviously pick the toilet up with the cold. I'm going to drop somewhere over here, and this is going to be my drop for all 3. So below here is that downstairs shower, and we're going to drop in the corner of that. We need to work out exactly where it's going to be. That's going to feed downstairs shower room. It's going to run low. We're going to run low level, pick up this downstairs wash basin, toilet, and then across into the kitchen. We'll run underneath the unit and then pick up the dishwasher and kitchen sink and stuff. Obviously along here, same again here, bath, taps, basin. We're going to have to get through that wall yet, which I haven't done, and obviously pick up the shower. So it's a fairly straight run, to be fair. Furthest one is obviously the kitchen sink, but even that's not too far. Literally the cylinder will be just the other side of here. Well, we'll drop it somewhere down there. Yeah, we'll do that bit last. That's the easy bit. It's getting all this lot in. Hopefully, if I can get a lot of this fired in today, it shouldn't be too bad. Obviously, I've got all my copper. I think we should just about have enough to do this. £145 a bundle now, 22 is, and obviously half that for 15mm. Picked myself a press fittings bucket as well. Got my Milwaukee ready to go. So in these fittings bucket, just an M-feed fittings bucket, you get elbows. The only thing you don't get, which is annoying, is 22, 22, 15 teeth. But they give you reducers, so pretty much you even get a free solder mat. So it just works out a little bit cheaper buying it that way. If you're using the stuff anyway, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we'll literally crack on in here now. The only thing I wish I'd done slightly differently, I just got a bit carried away with my notching. I probably should have brought them over across a bit, but I think because they're on the double, obviously electrician's already drilled them out. I think because it's on a double, it'll be absolutely fine. I don't think we've weakened it too much. In theory, I shouldn't have notched above there. I should have brought it across. I literally just got carried away. Just enjoying myself with the radio on. So yeah, we'll crack on. I'll try and get a few shots and hopefully get most of this shelled out today. Hopefully you guys got a bit of an angle there. Sometimes I have to see when you're like working and videoing and trying to do everything. To be a bit of a one-man camera crew and plumber. It doesn't take any time to set the camera up, and sometimes a lot of shots get get ruined because you can't actually see what's going on. Just give them a little bit of a clean up. You don't have to go mental. I use Laco Flux. It's supposed to be pH neutral. Don't need a lot of it. Only flux the outside of my pipe, not the fitting. Not a lot of it. And then I've had to put a little offset on them just where it's gone through the wall. It's kicked down a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Tight on that joist, but I think it should be fine. And a little bit of flux on that. Don't use your finger. And then what just studs up the base of the tape. Just use Milwaukee. If I can hold it. Give them a week. Grip. They should be alright. We can give them a little pull back in a second. Copper's quite forgiving. Copper's quite forgiving. Don't need a massive flame. See, a little bit closer. Just start from the bottom of your finger. Try not to set fire to anything. And you should be good. When the flame sort of goes green, you should be good to solder. In a minute. I always put a little bit too much on. I made a mess of that one. Always do when the camera's on. So I put a little bit too much on there, but that'll never leak. So what's on my gas lamp? A bit of plastic or something. Right. I never touch my fitting until it's completely cool, and then I just get a wet rag and just literally wipe the flux off, and that'll be perfect. And so it's not the pinnacle of soldering, but the thing will never leak. So my hot, that's my hot, my cold I'll solder in a second. Yeah, we should be good. So this Milwaukee does save time. It's sometimes a pain, but literally I've marked it where I need to cut it. I don't know if the camera picks it up, it's quite shiny, and literally lock that on there. Put it in the right way, and literally cuts it. Yeah, it does save time, obviously. I wish I'd been filming that, but my bender, the wheel come off. You know the wheel roller thing? It literally just came off as I was bending, so it's just creased it a little bit. It's not too bad. Can't afford to waste copper. It's literally just kinked it a touch. It'll be fine. That bend's about right. Obviously there my 22 feeds into the bath. I do need to pick some hair felt up in the morning, and hopefully I can just, normally you can lift these out and just put some in. I'm not as concerned with the cold because it tends not to click, but on the hot, definitely you end up with like a tapping as it heats up. So they're just going to be, I'm just going to bring them up out the floor underneath the bath, and then we can put the blender and everything where it's easy to get to. I'll probably chop the shower in later. I want to get everything under the floor done basically, and then obviously we can look at putting some boards and that back down. But yeah, next bit is toilet across here, and then the drop, and then the toilet, basin, shower, bath. and then through the other side. So yeah, not too bad, as I say. We're getting there. When plumbing all fits together, it's just satisfying when everything just lines up perfectly. That's cold feeding for the toilet. Just need to sweat that one up and we just work our way along. What I might do with this hot and cold, I've been thinking about it a little bit. I was going to drop in that corner over there, but I've literally got washing machines going along here anyway, so I think this is all having worktops. So I might literally just pin a hot and cold above that skirting board. The cylinder's going here anyway, just a 15 rounds. We'll pick up basin, toilet. The shower, I'll probably just chase the pipes in because that bathroom's directly above. And then literally on the other side of that is that downstairs cloakroom. So through here's the downstairs cloakroom, which is there. Obviously we'll pick that up. We'll have to try and get through this soil pipe boxing somehow, because on the other side is the kitchen. Obviously basin and toilet won't be a problem. We should just be able to take that boxing off once we get the toilet out through there. And then kitchen sink's going along there. That way it's only 15mm, it's reducing the dead leg, because obviously if we go up it's 22mm, so it's twice the amount of water before it gets there. I'm not sure what's going on with that radiator yet. Obviously it's going to need moving because the kitchen sink's going there, whether they're having a tall one in the corner. Slight problem is all the pipes come out of the floor, so we're a little bit restricted as to what we can sort of do. Whether they have a rad over there or something, I'm not sure. We'll have to obviously find the pipes. But yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the best solution, just to sort of get over that then, because ultimately it just saves the drop. And then, as I say, I think they're having 2 washing machines and 2 tumble dryers, so I literally bring feeds up, double check valve, and then washing machine valve, double check valve, washing machine valve, and clip a hot along as well. And then this will just have to have a low level box in, just to hide the hot and colds. And then, as I say, that shower, I'll probably chop a hot and a cold in there, and literally just, we'll have to dig all that floor up anyway. It just loses everything then, it'll make it nice and neat. I was going to put a drop in that corner. All the ceilings are being overboarded anyway, so don't worry about the holes. But it just means pipe boxing, that extractor fan's there, and I think, so yeah, I think the best way is literally just going to be to clip it along there, looking at it. Right, I've got most of this rattled in now. I've got to get through this wall, but I've just been thinking about the heating circuits, because obviously at the minute I imagine the heating circuits run through there in 22mm, but we need to add, I only had 2 radiators in here before, and obviously this is being split into 4, obviously 15mm ain't going to do this. So what I'm thinking, a cunning plan, is use the old primary circs, which that was the old primary return, that was the old flow. Pick them back up under this floor, because they're 22 copper, they'll be absolutely fine to reuse. And obviously what we could do is pick these 2 radiators up in here, because we've got a tower rail going back to back. I've been told I can put them where I want, so I'm just going to put them on this wall here, this stud wall. It's being plywooded anyway, so the kids don't kick through it, because plasterboard's not very strong, as we all know. So what I'm thinking, I could pick the tower rails up off them 22s, continue that circuit along, and then use them for the 50, use them for 2 of the radiators, and then with the 2 just pick it up off 15 off here, and then it splits it all up then. It'll still be on the 1 circuit, but it's basically just halving the load. And then at the boiler we can obviously run some 28 off, pick them up. They've only asked for it to be on 1 circuit, they just want the heating at a constant temperature. And then what we might have to do in here is run another circuit off the boiler, because that'll only be 15mm, this bit's been added on. So I'm just thinking it will literally halve the load on that 22mm copper then. So one of them will be flow and return, one of them will be the old primaries, and we could literally just pick them up. We could even find them under there and then drop them down into the position of the new boiler, save all that ugly boxing going down the wall. That's my initial plan. I mean, I might not do it like that, but I just like to think of these things as I'm going along, because it just saves time at work. And then obviously it just helps on the pipe sizing as well, because if we had, I know they won't be very big radiators, but all of a sudden if we've got, this is like 4 bedrooms, all of a sudden all off 15mm, it's going to struggle a little bit. We might be okay. If I can't imagine they've ran 22 across to there. I imagine it's only 15mm. I just got a feeling it will be. So yeah, that's my initial plan on the heating. Next job on the hot and colds is literally get through that wall, pick up these baths, pick up the bath there. Obviously I can't chop these shower ones in because this wall ain't built yet. Get through there, and then literally that's a lot of the hot and colds in then. And then all that's under the bath anyway, so you literally bring them around, put the blender where it's nice and easy to get, so I can chop them in if I want. But yeah, going okay. I just got to try and get through this wall over here. Luckily I only have to get 15mm through, but most of my drill bits, like the rest of my stuff, is absolutely blunt. Got to watch these auger bits, don't like snag. That's into the thermalite. Wash that 24mm bit through because it's only thermalite. Back of the joist. So I just need to have a measure. I can measure from where my other waste pipe goes through and then just drill it on the other side on the joist. And it should get through okay, then we can just take 15mm through. That bit's buggered anyway. It's only 30mm, it just pushes through. So it should be 435mm from the centre of that one. I'll make that. Somewhere there. If I've drilled it straight. Thing that's being very short. The trouble is that one is blunt, but it might just push through there, to be fair. Get the impact driver. It's the only good thing with them spade bits, sometimes if you're struggling to get like your drill in, you do put it on your impact driver and obviously it does rattle through. This will be noisy, so I'll mute it a little bit. In theory that should be somewhere where we are, maybe, if I measured right. That's maybe where it is. We'll get a bit of 15mm copper, put a bit of tape on it so we can get that through. Right, there's the first one. It was tough because the pot, when I drilled it, it came through at a slight angle, so I've just had to realign it a little bit. It's always super tricky when you're trying to get pipes through, so I had to sort of use my mortar tool and just notch the top of that joist across a little bit, but that'll go down. I don't think that'll cause any major issue. It's no different to a notch really. Just got to try and get that one in, but you can see the issue is you can't get your drill in, so it's going down at an angle. So obviously when you get on the other side, the pipe is, well, not halfway down the joist, but a good third of the way down. So it's always a tricky. Right, I cannot emphasise enough the importance of sleeving your pipes where it goes through the wall. Obviously I'm going to wrap this in some tape because to be fair, I could get some 22 copper through there. I've drilled a big enough hole. But I don't know what thermalite can like for corrosive, but some bricks and blocks and that can be really, really bad. So that slips through there nice and easily. It's actually hitting the joist on the other side. So I just got to get that one through. That's hitting the joist as well. I just need to, it's literally on the edge of my hole, so I just need to enlarge it a little bit and pop some sleeving on there, and that's the worst bit done. It's just being double joist, then double wall, then joist on the other side. It is tricky, and we need to get them through dead straight, otherwise, you know, we've got pipes going at an angle. It's all right for cables, but pipes need to go fairly straight. Yeah, but fairly happy with that. A little bit awkward, but not impossible. Right, I'm pleased they're through. We will have a tidy up underneath the flooring in a minute. What we got, obviously toilet, we need just cold feed across one more boiler, and then just shower. I'll probably just bring them into the imaginary study, and obviously this rad will need moving. Obviously basin pipes, they'll go straight up. So happy with them, they're through nice and neat. What I've got, obviously this side, just to pick up now, is just the basin, hot and cold, and then bath with a shower over the top. So most of this is in then. And then tomorrow, I'm going to have a look at the heating then, but I want to just get the rest of this finished off this afternoon. And then heating tomorrow. I don't know if I'm back here tomorrow actually, but because I'm sort of getting the job pushed along a little bit now, but kind of pleased with the progress. It's not actually taken what's taken, but worst bit's just been drilling the holes, to be fair. Once we got through the walls, this bit's only taken like half hour. It's not bad at all, so we're getting there. So this is the bath feed across and that basin coming up, and what we'll do is we'll swing that other hot round so it's on the left. Try not to knock the gas lamp over. We'll just give that a clean off in a second and that'll be fine. A little bit too much solder on it, but it's under the floor, nobody will ever see it. And I'll swing that, that's my cold, I'll swing that other hot round so it comes up on the left of the basin, and that'll come up on the right of the bath then. I've had a bit of a clean up under the floor, I just need to have a little bit more. It's got a bucket of rubbish out of it. I hate leaving rubbish under the floor, to be honest with you. I'd sooner get all the wood and that up. And I haven't clipped any of the hotting yet because I want to put some hair felt around the joist so it don't click. Right, you can see the importance now of getting all the waste pipes in first, because it'd have been pretty much impossible. Obviously it's nice and easy for me to bend my copper pipes around. I've put hot on the left there, that one's just swinging across, that'll be hot on the left of the bath. Just going to put a noggin across there and get all them clipped up. But yeah, if we hadn't put the waste in first and we'd done all the fancy polished stuff, we'd have really been struggling now. So it's priorities, the work order of the job. So just that little bit to finish this side. I'm just literally going to bring them straight out the floor, same as I've done over there, and then underneath the bath we can just make it work for how we want to put our blender. Try and keep them out of the way of the legs if you can, but again, it's not the end of the world because we can alter that after if we need to. And then have a tidy up in here, and then just the other side to first fix, and we should be done. Right, that's the end of the line for the heart. I do need to put another noggin in there. I just moved that across a bit because when I first measured it, it wasn't quite in the studding, so I just drilled a new hole. It's not the end of the world. But I think I'm just going to crack on tonight and get this done. I'm not going to film anymore, just purely because it's getting late and going to be dark soon anyway. So yeah, I'm going to try and make this into like a mini series at this place. So when I'm back next time, I'll probably have a look at the heating. Obviously, I did the waste in the last episode. Be sure to check that out. That's what they say on YouTube, isn't it? So yeah, if you are enjoying this series, make sure you hit the like button, hit the dislike if you didn't enjoy this episode for whatever reason, and yeah, leave a comment. I really do enjoy getting home from work and reading all the comments and stuff. Good and bad comments, really. So if you've got anything, you know, that I've done wrong, I always try and do the best job I possibly can. Sometimes stuff ain't always perfect, but like, it's the real world, you know. You've got to apply the regulations in a broad sense sometimes. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next one. I apologise, the uploads have been a little bit all over the place. I've been working away. I like to try and keep to like a Tuesday and Friday upload schedule, but it's just been a nightmare. I've not had a lot of time. I've just been busy. I've been working, but YouTube is just a hobby. It's purely a hobby, and I really do enjoy making the content. Work always has to come first. So yeah, if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next. Thank you all for watching. Has anybody else got one of these Ford Transit Customs, these new ones, and the screen wash pipe? I keep putting the proper screen wash in, but the pipe keeps blowing off. I'm tempted to cable tie that on. It gets like it's supposed to go down to like -10, it blows off. I think it's obviously to protect the top it all from freezing, but I ain't got any proper screen wash, so I'm just going to have to put water in. The trouble is, it gets that, you know, on the windscreen on the way home. But yeah, it's just an annoyance. I might cable tie that on. The van's just had a hissy fit. I only put a bit of water in, it's shot the screen wash out everywhere. But I don't know what's going on with that, whether the pipe split or something. I'll have to have a proper look when I get a bit more time. All I want to do is go home.